Hi guys, my name is Karina. Welcome to my Amazon FBA channel. Do you know that you are probably doing a lot of mistakes when doing product research, and that looking at the numbers that everyone literally tells you to look at is not the determining factor of what product to sell? If you want to know the in-depth things of how to do product research correctly to ensure that you will have a profitable product that sells well all year round, then keep on watching. Guys, this video needs to happen. It has to happen. I have to show you all the details. I've mentioned this product a few times in other videos, but I think it is such a great example and I really wanted to break it down. How you do product research, how you look into every single part of your product will literally make or break your entire Amazon business. And I want to let you guys know because not many people emphasize this. Everyone emphasizes revenue, low reviews, and money, and just having a beautiful listing, but that is not it. If you pull up an extension, let's do this, okay? This is Aquadoodle. It's a drawing mat. So if we pull this up, the revenue is killer. The revenue is killer, right? Look, everyone is making serious moolah off of this. The reviews are pitiful. 62 reviews with $23,000 in sales. That is nothing. A lot of them, 19 reviews, 11K a month, right? This looks great. Price looks good too. Look, some people are in the $30 mark, but is this all you need? Because just looking at this, by what everyone says in their videos, this looks like it is something to get into. But if you were to get into this, guys, you will have wasted a bunch of money. And I want to let you guys know exactly how I do my product research, how I break down every single product. And yes, it takes time. And yes, it's very, very involved, but you have to do this because if you don't, there are so many things you can miss out on and just literally end up wasting your money. So I want to literally walk you guys step by step of everything exactly I do. So the first thing I already showed you, right, is I look at the actual numbers, the tangible, visible numbers. So right here we see the monthly revenue, which is great. What I look for in here, I don't look for high prices. Don't make the mistake of thinking you need a product that is doing amazing killer numbers. What you guys need is a stable market. A stable market means that pretty much everyone on the first page has good sales, okay? They're around the same revenue with a few outliers of maybe 2 to 3 people not selling so well and a few people really killing it, like this person with 40,000 or 67,000, but that everyone else is quite profitable. Now you can get into a product that's doing 4,000 a month, 5,000 a month, even 3,000 a month. You just want to make sure that everyone on the same page is doing those similar numbers. Because why? If there's only a few people that are killing it, there might be a reason why those two are killing it. Maybe they're on television. Maybe they are doing outside traffic ads or something. And that is why everyone loves them. Maybe they've been around for so long that they're the only ones people are buying from. Maybe it's even patented, right? So yeah, that is important. So you want to make sure you check for that. Obviously, the price, the reviews, you want low reviews, but that's not the most important thing. Reviews, I am okay with reviews in the low couple hundreds. As long as I see some that are in the double digits, even if all of them are in the low triple digits, that's okay for me, as long as other factors, which I'll talk about later, outweigh them. Then price. Price to me doesn't really matter that much as long as it's profitable. It has to be over $10 because if it's not, Amazon will deem your item as add-on and you don't want that. That will make it harder for people to buy it. They will have to spend $35 elsewhere to even be shipped the product. So you want to make it above $10. And you're not trying to make pennies. So if your profit is like $1 or $2, you don't want to go for that. But see here, the price is good, okay? I like to do like $15 and above preferably, but again, each product is very different, and I want you guys to get that concept that there's no cookie cutter thing where just look at a product and you say, oh, numbers look great, let's get into it. There's so many components and I want to break those down. So one of the first thing I do is I check the main keyword, and I know that sounds kind of interesting and how product or keyword research is done later, but I always do keyword research when I'm researching. So I'm gonna go into Keyword Scout and type in Aquadoodle doodle mats. Whatever you guys use, feel free to use it. If it's Jungle Scout, Viral Launch, Helium 10, I have links and discount codes down below if you guys want to use them. So I put in the keyword here and I rearrange it by exact match search volume, which it looks like it's already organized. And this tells me where are the sales coming from, which keywords. In this case, it's coming from Aqua Doodle mats, okay? Now, this looks okay. And I can also see the giveaways, okay? This is pretty low in my opinion. 16 a day is pretty low. PPC bids also look quite low on here. The search volume looks great. It's a very high search volume. However, the issue is that the keyword it's ranking for is the brand name. So if we were to go back into here, we see that Aquadoodle is the brand name and it is also the keyword. So that is already an X out no for me, because that tells me that the brand came in there, they dominated the market so well that the main key term that the sales are coming from is from the brand name, which is not something we want to get into. But just in general, keyword research kind of gives you an idea of how many giveaways you need to do, if it's actually something that is, you know, reasonable, that you can afford, how much PPC is going to be. It kind of just gives you an overall picture of the product, which is super helpful, I think, and kind of lets you know all the key terms that you rank for, and then you can individually search these two to see if you can rank for them realistically. And I think a lot of people skip this step, but it is really important to do your keyword research when you're thinking about jumping into a product. The next thing I do is I actually study my competition, and I would click into every single one of the listings in the first page and really analyze what their deal is, how their listing is, if it's optimized, how their pictures are, how long have they been around. I would look into their storefront and see what else they're selling, because I want to get an idea of the sellers. So let's just break this down. Okay, how optimized is the listing? All the key terms are in here. This is a great keywords are great packed into here as well. Emojis, they're just very active with their listing, right? Let's look at the description. Description is beautiful. They look like they're brand registered, I guess. So, or maybe they used HTML to put these in. Probably more HTML than anything else. Looks like it. I'm not sure. But this is very nicely done, right? So it already gives you a kind of like a mindset of, okay, I think these people are experienced, they have a team that's doing all this graphics for them, it might be hard to compete. They have these great lifestyle pictures up here. Everything is pretty much optimized to the max. Then I like to see how long they've been around for, and I use the Keepa extension for that. It's a Chrome extension, you can download it off the Chrome store. The number one thing I look for here is this number, is how long they've been selling for and how well. So the green is their sales rank, the lower the line the better. And all they've been selling for a little under a year, which isn't scary to me, okay? Because I have been selling for a year, so I know that I can get in here and start and do well, and they've been selling quite well, right? So this is great. But if every single seller on the first page has been selling for like years and years and years, and like three plus years, then that's alarming, because they already have kind of a history with Amazon, and Amazon just gives them all that power juice. They have pretty much engraved their spot on page 1. And if everyone else has been selling on the first page for years and years and years, it's going to be harder for you to get in there. And I want you guys to note that the length of how long the people have been selling for does matter. So I really suggest that checking that out as well, and doing that for every single competitor. And this will give you an idea of the market, right? You have to know the market, not just the product. That's such an important thing. You have to know the market, not the product. And that's how you do it. Another thing that goes into that is checking for patterns and checking for seasonality. So seasonality can be looked at for Keepa to see if there's any weird spikes up here. Ignore this. This probably just means they're out of stock. But if it hasn't been selling well for like months, that tells you that maybe it's a summer or winter item. Another thing you can do, go into Google Trends, Aqua Doodle mat, and you can see here, you can do it in the US for the past 5 years and see how well they've been selling for. So you can see the demand isn't that high, and there's some random spikes up in Q4 season around November, December, which makes sense in pretty much all the years that people are buying this as gifts. So, but it's still selling, but it's a little low in my opinion. So the sales might go down and a little bit. It's already kind of on a downward trend right now, where it's pretty much down. So the sales will be going down for this, but it's something you want to check. Google patents and really check Aqua Doodle Matte, and really check if there's any brands, and trademark check. You just want to do water matte paint, paint draw. You want to type in several search terms because they might not be putting it for that, right? So you just want to type in similar search terms. I'm not going to do this completely, but if it's obvious you type something in and there's a bunch of things showing up on here, you really want to not get into the product because obviously it's patented. You can also go on Fiverr and request a patent search to be more official for like $5 to $10, and they'll do like more patent work for you and really break it down for you if you don't want to do it yourself. And I actually suggest doing that as well. So that's another thing you really want to check for that. And then also what I would do is I would actually go into their storefronts because I want to see if they're an established brand or if they're a private labeler. You know, they have a lot of ratings, so they've been around for a long time, 587 ratings, and like they're selling other toys, and I want to see how well they're selling. And also that gives you other ideas for products to check their storefront, and just gives you an overall idea of the market and the seller, which is super, super important. Yeah, so that's how I study the competition. Then I study if I can actually differentiate myself. So that goes into after I've looked into every single listing, and I read all the reviews. I do so many steps when I study my competition. I would read the reviews, the 1 star, the 2 star, the 3 star, the 4 star, the 5 stars, see what improvements could be made. Look at the pictures, look at what the kit includes, look at the bundles that frequently bought together as well, see what people are buying with this, and see if I can bundle it, and see if I can improve on a product, see if I can differentiate enough to have other people want to buy my product. I'm not trying to sell a commodity. I don't want to get into a Me Too product that everyone else is selling. So you want to watch out for that. And then the last thing I do is checking for profitability. And that you can just type in the FBA calculator. It's super easy. You go into here, and then you would just pick a listing that you would think, let's go with this one. So by the weight and the dimensions that you think you would sell your product at. So for example, if we decide to do a kit, in this case, this product is just way too similar. Everyone pretty much has the same kit, the same lifestyle picture, so you can't really differentiate yourself much. But I would really do my research and read the reviews and look at the frequently bought together section for any other product to see how well you can improve it. So let's go to this product. Let's take the ASIN, which is the number that starts with B0 on top of here. We want to paste it into here, search it, and really put in the price. So let's say we're selling it for $20.99. We can go into Alibaba and see what kind of quotes they offer here. Aqua Doodle Matte. Oops. And this will really give us the profitability. So we can just pick a random one that looks similar. This one looks very similar. It says $1.2 to $9. Again, all of them are different. I'm sure you can get it for like $5. It depends on the kit, right? So at this point, I'd probably, if everything else checks out, I would contact the suppliers and pretty much ask a few of them for a quote, because I really want to be certain for a shipping quote and for an actual product quote. So let's say we can the product, we can get it for like $7 and we can ship it to Amazon for $5 with like air shipping. So our profits here are not very high. But another thing I want you guys to know is you can negotiate with the supplier. So say you somehow negotiate it down to $5.5, and then you also decide on sea shipping, which costs $3 now because it's a lot cheaper to do sea versus than air, even though it will take a long time. Now, long term, your profit is around $6. So if you were to get these units in by air shipping, maybe the first 100 to get your reviews, to get that little sales bump, and then everything else comes via sea. And or if you want to just test the product at break even if you were to like ship it in with air shipping, you'd be barely making a profit enough to run PPC and things like that. But then you can actually test if it's a market that's worth selling in, and you will just break even on the product. But you know, for your next reorder, you can do sea shipping and regain all your profit back and become profitable. So there's just so many different ways around this, and I want you guys to know that with product research there are so many different factors that you guys have to look for that is just more than just revenue. And that is exactly how I do it. I know there's a lot of steps and it can take a long time, but if you find a winning product, I completely recommend and insist that you guys do all of the above before actually purchasing and getting sales, because you guys can lose a lot of money if you don't. If you found this helpful, please leave a like, leave a comment with any questions, subscribe because I always post videos. I have a Facebook group too. All the important links are down below. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.